I'd been driving for 14 hours straight, hauling furniture from Oklahoma to California. By the time I hit northern Arizona, I was exhausted. The desert was pitch black, just open land, empty sky, and the low hum of my engine. Around 2:05 a.m., I saw a sign. Rest area, 1 mile. Perfect. I pulled in. The rest stop was old, cracked, half-lit. One lonely vending machine, a bathroom with flickering lights, no cars, no trucks, not even a bird. But what bothered me most was the silence. Total silence, not even desert wind. I stepped out, stretched, and took a few steps toward the bathroom. That's when I noticed something. A man was standing near the vending machine. Tall, skinny, wearing a faded blue flannel. His head was slightly tilted, like he was listening for something. I hadn't seen him when I pulled in. "Evening," I said. He didn't answer, just stared at me with that tilted head. I backed away slowly and checked my phone. No signal. Typical Arizona dead zone, except my phone clock said 1:39 a.m. I frowned. It had said 2:05 a.m. just a minute ago. I checked my truck's dashboard. 1:39 a.m. Time had gone backward. I looked back at the man. He was gone. Not walked away, gone. Then the bathroom lights stopped flickering. They went completely still, too still, like someone was holding them in place. Against my better judgment, I walked inside. The air smelled wrong, like dirt and old water. Inside were 3 bathroom stalls, all closed. I turned to leave, but the door I came through was no longer behind me. Instead, there was a wall. I froze. Then click. One stall door slowly cracked open. No feet under it. No shadow. No breath. Just darkness. My heart pounded as another stall opened. And another. All 3 now slightly open, like they were waiting for me. Whispers started filling the room. Not words, just sounds. Like mouths moving without voices. I backed up until I hit a sink. Cold metal, colder than it should have been. The mirror in front of me was fogged, even though the air was dry as bone. I wiped the glass, and my reflection wasn't alone. Standing behind me was the man in the blue flannel, head still tilted, but now his jaw was hanging open, impossibly wide. I spun around. No one there, but the stalls were now wide open. The whispering grew louder. Hunger sounds, like breathing mixed with chewing. I bolted for the exit, and this time the door was back. I sprinted my truck, slammed the door, started the engine, and floored it until the rest stop disappeared in my mirrors. When I finally reached a gas station miles ahead, I checked the time again. 4:52 a.m. I had been in that rest stop for almost 3 hours, except I was only inside the bathroom for maybe a minute. The cashier at the gas station told me something I'll never forget. That rest stop, it closed down in 1998. They tore it apart after 3 people went missing there. You must have stopped at the wrong place. I didn't correct him because he was right. There was no rest stop where I had stopped, just empty desert. But something was still there, and it knew how to hold you and how to keep you. I was hauling a late-night load from Denver to Kansas City. The sky was pitch black, the road empty, just me, the hum of the engine, and miles of darkness stretching ahead. Around 2:43 a.m., I passed mile marker 212, a spot every trucker whispers about but never fully explains. People say radios act weird there, shadows cross the road, someone tries to hitch a ride, or worse. But that night, I didn't see a person. I saw headlights in my mirrors. Bright, too bright. like they were only a few feet behind me. I checked my speed, 70. The car behind matched everything I did. Left, they moved left. Right, they followed. I couldn't see the car itself, just the lights. No grill, no hood, nothing. Just floating headlights. I grabbed my CB radio. Breaker 19, anyone else on 70 East? I got a tailgater that ain't making sense. Static, then a voice, faint and shaky. Don't look in the mirrors, driver. Whatever you do, don't look back. My heart stopped. I tried to answer, but the radio cut out completely, like someone pulled the plug. The headlights behind me started flickering, not turning on and off, flickering like a dying heartbeat. And then they vanished. I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. But before I could relax, something slammed into my trailer, hard. My whole rig shook. Coffee went flying. I checked the mirrors again. Nothing. Just black road and empty night. I pulled over onto the shoulder, grabbed my flashlight, and stepped outside. Wind blowing, engine ticking, highway silent. As I walked to the trailer, I saw it. A massive dent, like something with claws had grabbed the side. No cars, no animals, no tracks. Just 3 long, deep gouges carved into the metal. Suddenly, my radio crackled back on. That same shaky voice whispered, "Driver, get back in the truck. It's still there." I didn't hesitate. I jumped into the cab, locked the door, floored the accelerator, and didn't stop until dawn. When I got to the Kansas City depot, the mechanic looked at the claw marks. He scratched his head and said, "Animals don't leave marks like that. Humans don't either." He took photos. So did I. But every image came out blank, just static, like the camera refused to capture it. To this day, I've never driven past mile marker 212 after midnight. And if I ever do, I'm not checking my mirrors. I was hauling a refrigerated load from Baton Rouge up to Memphis. Clouds were low, fog was thick, and the Mississippi air felt heavy, like the whole night was warning me to turn around. Around 3:10 a.m., I reached the old Yazoo River Bridge on Highway 49. Truckers avoid it because it's narrow and uneven, but I was running late and had no choice. The moment my tires touched the bridge, the fog swallowed my truck whole. I couldn't see 10 feet ahead. My GPS lost signal. Even the radio static sounded wrong, too deep, like someone breathing inside the speaker. A few seconds later, I noticed something strange. The bridge wasn't ending. I checked the odometer. Half a mile, 2 miles, 1 mile. The bridge was only supposed to be 0.3 miles long. I gripped the wheel tighter. The further I went, the colder it got. So cold I could see my breath inside the cab. Then I saw her. A woman standing on the right shoulder of the bridge. Long black hair, barefoot, wearing a white dress, drenched in river water. I swear to God, she was staring right at me, even though her head was tilted down. I slowed the truck down instinctively, and that's when she lifted her hand, not waving me down, pointing straight ahead, like warning me. I rolled down the window a crack and yelled, "Ma'am, do you need help?" She didn't move, didn't blink, didn't breathe. I put the truck back in gear and drove past her, but in my mirror, she didn't stay behind. She was walking beside my truck, matching my speed, 30 miles an hour. Her feet weren't touching the ground. I slammed the window shut. Suddenly, the radio blasted on by itself. A man's voice, frantic, "Driver, get off that bridge. Do not stop. Do not slow down." My hands shook. I pressed the accelerator, 40, 50, 60, but still, the bridge did not end. The GPS screen was frozen. My clock had stopped at 3:10 a.m., the exact moment I entered the bridge. It was like I was stuck in a loop. Then, bang, something hit the side of my trailer so hard the whole rig swerved. I saw shadows crawling along the side of the bridge railing. Not people, not animals. Shapes, sliding, twitching, like they were made of smoke. The woman appeared again, this time directly in front of me on the road. Her face was pale, her mouth was moving, but no sound came out. I didn't brake. I closed my eyes and drove straight through. When I opened them, sunlight hit my windshield. Birds were chirping. The GPS came back online, and I was parked on the side of Highway 49. Miles past the bridge, my clock read 7:42 a.m. 4 hours gone. No fog, no womb, no shadows. But there was one thing. My truck's exterior was soaked, like I had driven through deep water. They say the Yazoo River Bridge is built near the site of an old ferry accident, where a whole family drowned a century ago. Some locals claim they still try to warn drivers before something on that bridge drags you over the edge.